Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into a game that's almost a decade old, but still holds a significant place in gaming history. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Released in 2015, this title is the sequel to the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot, and is a crucial part of the Survivor trilogy. Developed by the talented Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix and Microsoft Studios, it features Lara Croft, arguably the most famous video game character in the world. But with nearly a decade since its release, the big question on everyone's mind is Rise of the Tomb Raider still worth playing in 2025? As someone who's revisited this game, and for those who are new to the franchise, I'm here to give you my comprehensive thoughts.
Let's start with the narrative. Rise of the Tomb Raider picks up about a year after Lara's harrowing experiences on the fictional island of Yamatai. This time, Lara's journey leads her to the mountains of Siberia as she seeks out the lost city of Katesh. While the game does jump to a few different locations, Siberia is where you'll spend most of your time. It's a Tomb Raider game, so you can expect to explore ancient tombs and delve into mythological figures and places. However, the main story in Rise of the Tomb Raider received mixed reactions from reviewers. One source noted that despite good presentation, set pieces, and acting, the story itself isn't particularly strong. Lara's motivations for seeking a specific artifact seem to constantly shift, moving from seeking answers about Yamatai to upholding her father's legacy, to stopping the bad guys and finally wanting to make a difference in the world. This lack of clear, consistent motivation can be a bit confusing. In fact, one reviewer felt absolutely zero attachment to the main story, describing it as very, very mid, and even stopped paying attention about 60% of the game. Another felt the game pulled out boring cliches towards the end, introducing lifeless mystical enemies with poor explanations, which detracted from the survival immersion. It's ironic, but the title Rise of the Tomb Raider might have made more sense for the previous game given Lara's journey to becoming the adventurer she is. Historically, the Tomb Raider franchise has always been more about the adventure and discovery than the intricate plot. While some found the story well done and engaging it up, to see through to the end, it did have slow points, and it wasn't a game that they compelled to blitz through immediately.
Now, on to what truly makes a Tomb Raider game shine, the gameplay. Rise of the Tomb Raider is a third-person action-adventure game with a strong emphasis on exploration, puzzle-solving, combat, and stealth mechanics, alongside resource gathering and gear upgrading. If you enjoy the 2013 game, or even the Uncharted series, you'll find a lot that feels familiar and enjoyable here. One immediate improvement is that Lara can now sprint. This might seem small, but it significantly enhances traversal. The map structure is also improved, featuring bigger hubs that offer more freedom to roam. You'll also gain access to new traversal tools like a grappling hook and climbing arrows, which open up new areas and possibilities. Collectibles still provide interesting lore, and challenges return with more variety than before. Perhaps the best parts of the main game are the newly added tombs, crypts, and caves. These are beautifully designed, packed with puzzles to solve, and often grant useful rewards. Some even feature traps, a nice nod to the original Tomb Raider games. The game actively encourages and rewards players for seeking out these secrets. There are also numerous optional side challenges scattered across the map. Environmental challenges and dynamic weather conditions, including a day-night cycle, can also affect your gameplay and how you approach situations. The slick combat loop from the first game carries over, with several new additions. A major improvement is the ability to craft select ammo and items on the fly, or at campfires, using collected materials. This includes converting cans and bottles into explosives, and crafting med packs for instant healing instead of waiting for regeneration. While you can find ammo in the environment, crafting is a lifesaver when you're in a pinch, though resources are also needed for weapon upgrades. Speaking of weapons, the weapon system is reworked, with more variations and different stat levels and upgrades. You can upgrade your weapons at campfires, and some members found the pistol with the silencer to be quite godly, and the bow pretty decent from the start. The shotgun also proves handy in big battles with many enemies. In addition to human enemy eye, AI hasn't drastically improved, but playing on harder difficulties forces you to change strategies, encouraging the stealth K-towns or entirely avoiding combat. Healing is also affected on harder difficulties, as regeneration only works outside of combat, making medpacks crucial and resources valuable. You'll also find an expanded skill tree with more perks across Brawler, Hunter, and Survivor categories, allowing you to customize Lara P or playstyle. Don't feel pressured to min-max. The game isn't super difficult, so pick what feels great. A neat, unique feature is the language proficiency mechanic, where translating monoliths to documents improve the Lara's language skills and can uncover additional secrets. However, not everything is perfect. Some members mention instances where Lara would randomly start jumping in the wrong directions, or stealth kill animations would be so long that Lara might fall off a bridge with an enemy. And well, puzzles are a highlight. A few sections felt clunky and buggy, detracting from the immersion.
Visually, Rise of the Tomb Raider's graphics are aging quite gracefully, offering beautiful scenery and an intriguing, stunning open world to explore. While it's not a revolutionary graphical leap from the 2013 game, it is a noticeable boost. In terms of environments, the game is largely dominated by frozen and snowy mountain areas, but it does offer diversity with underground tombs, abandoned mines, and more. Some members particularly loved the detailed and varied settings of Peru and Mexico, finding the jungle environment their favorite out of the trilogy due to its color and how gameplay mechanics are intertwined with the world. The game's sound design is generally good, with dialogue that feels well written. A highly appreciated feature is the voiceover audio for many collectibles and lore items. Instead of just a wall of text, Lara or other characters will voice the information, which helps keep players immersed in the story details. NPC interactions are present through side missions, where you can gain additional perks, gadgets, weapons, and outfits. You can even select different outfits at campsites, some of which offer gameplay bonuses or include classic Tomb Raider skins. The game also features hub areas filled with NPCs, merchants, and upgrade stations, providing more interaction and depth to the world. One of Rise of the Tomb Raider's biggest strengths is its generous amount of extra content, which significantly boosts its replayability. The game truly respects your time by rewarding you rather than just presenting a checklist, leading one person to achieve 100% completion, a rare feat for them. The DLC expansions are particularly noteworthy, offering surprisingly great content. My personal favorite, and a highlight for many, is Blood Ties. This story expansion is set in Croft Manor, where Lara receives a letter challenging her inheritance. The story unfolds through documents and relics found throughout the manor, with puzzles that unlock more rooms. The writing is endearing, and many found it more invested in this narrative than the main story. Plus, it's filled with Easter eggs for longtime fans. Also taking place in the manor is Lara's Nightmare, where you fight off randomly generated zombies in large skulls. You start with limited resources and must find a master key to unlock rooms, scavenge for weapons and ammo, and craft med packs to survive. The number of zombies increases as you last longer, and resources are scarce, making it a thrilling survival challenge. Another entertaining expansion is Baba Yaga, the Temple of the Witch, unlocked within the main game. It features a new area called the Wicked Veil, a self-contained story, more puzzles and collectibles, and unlocks a new weapon and outfit upon completion. Finally, there's the Expeditions mode, which allows you to play through various mission types to achieve high scores. Two major highlights here are Cold Darkness Awakened and Endurance mode. In Cold Darkness Awakened, you explore an abandoned weapons facility leaking toxic gas that transforms people into zombie-like creatures. Your objective is to solve puzzles and production towers to shut down the facility, all while managing your resources and avoiding these sound-sensitive enemies. Disabling survival instincts in this mode is recommended for a more satisfying challenge. But perhaps the crown jewel of the extra content is Endurance mode, arguably the best mode in the entire game. This is a deep survival mission that throws you into the brutal Siberian wilderness. You start with minimal resources, just a bow and a few arrows. The freezing cold is a constant threat, forcing you to rely on fires to keep warm or seek shelter. You'll lose energy, requiring you to hunt animals and gather plants for sustenance. You'll encounter Trinity soldiers, and killing them provides you new weapons and ammo. Campsites are present for upgrades, but are few and far between, requiring materials to use, and fires are temporary, needing to be relit. What makes Endurance Mode so compelling is the procedurally generated map and the absence of a map, forcing you to memorize the layout. Your objective is to search for tombs and caves to retrieve as many artifacts as possible. When you've had enough, you light a signal fire for extraction, battling a horde of enemies until your chopper arrives. The day-night cycle affects weather and enemy types. Per example, windy conditions reduce visibility, and nighttime brings out wild animals and makes you freeze quicker. The longer you survive, the tougher enemies become, and resources run lower. If you die, you lose everything you found, creating an incredibly thrilling risk and reward loop. This mode alone provides immense replayability, with one reviewer constantly wanting to jump back in for just one more run.
So, is Rise of the Tomb Raider still worth it in 2025? Despite a few minor flaws like Lara sometimes giving hints during puzzles if you take too long, or some instances of clumsy gameplay animations, the answer is a resounding yes. This game truly feels like a refined and improved sequel to the 2013 reboot. It delivers on the exploration and puzzle solving that many felt were missing from the first game, feeling like the best Tomb Raider in years. The quality and quantity of content, especially the DLC and the brilliant endurance mode, are exceptional. The gameplay is incredibly fun, from stealthily taking down enemies to climbing mountains and fighting off wild animals. The visuals are stunning, even now. While the main story might not be its strongest suit, often feeling mid or muddled, the overall adventure, the compelling gameplay loop, and the vast amount of side content more than make up for it. It's a game that encourages discovery and rewards your time. Some gave Rise of the Tomb Raider a 7.5 out of 10, praising the gameplay and beautiful scenery despite the story. For those looking for a fun single-player game to dive into for a few weekends, or if you're a completionist with 143 achievements to hunt, this game offers immense value. It's often on sale, sometimes for a very low price, making it an incredible bargain. Rise of the Tomb Raider represents the best use of exploration this franchise has seen in a long time, and its creative modes like Endurance should inspire future titles. If you enjoyed the previous game or are a fan of story-driven action-adventure titles like Uncharted, you will absolutely love this one. So, go ahead and give Rise of the Tomb Raider a look. You won't be disappointed.